Another movie-based game. Okay, breathe deeply, Ryan. Some movie-based games are actually not that bad. Remember Spider-Man 2? And you like the Mummy movies. As cheesy as they are intended to be cheesy, so that makes them okay. Stop talking sense to yourself. You can't make me... Hey, it's actually not that bad. That's right, kids. The Mummy for the PS1, it's not that bad. To be honest, it's not that good either. But let's stick with the positive right now. You play as everyone's favorite guy who fell off the face of the earth, Brendan Fraser, in his most famous role as Rick O'Connor. The game somewhat loosely follows the events of the movie, where an ancient mummy, Imhotep, is released upon the world, and it is up to these heroes, Rick, Evie, Jonathan, and Ardith, to stop him from taking it over.
Phew. Now all we need is that final fragment.
I say loosely because unless you know the movie, the story will be somewhat lost on you. The game mostly focuses on the adventure and gameplay, which is a good thing because it spares you from too much of the absolutely awful voice acting. The game plays the way you imagine an adventure game for the PlayStation released after Tomb Raider would play, and that is basically a Tomb Raider clone. But the Mummy is more focused on action and killing than it is concerned with really exploring. Rick will enter into a tomb which is filled with mummies, ancient warriors, and other robbers. He will have to explore and kill each enemy, then pick up the piece of the key and then advance on to the next area, which is mostly just more of the same. What makes this entertaining is the atmosphere. The enemies will come out from the darkness, the wall, and even the ground to attack, so you have to always be on your toes. And Rick does get a nice assortment of weapons to bring death to the undead. But the game does suffer from being very generic. Levels are hard to distinguish from each other, and areas are filled with the same enemies and objective. It can become repetitive and can have you lose interest. The game does have some not too bad graphics, with decent environments, although Rick looks ridiculous when he walks, and worse when he runs. The Mummy will never make it onto someone's best movie games list, but it is far from being one of the worst. It's just generic and nothing overly special.